Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, today I want to talk to you about Alaska, Canada, and in particular, leaving out of Vancouver. I'm going to talk to you about the ship, I'm going to talk to you about the cruise port, I'm going to talk to you about hotels, I'm going to talk to you about shore excursions, I'm going to talk to you about a whole bunch of things, so stay tuned for Alaska. As many of you know, Alaska is one of the most busy destinations in the world for cruising. More ships go to Alaska almost than the Caribbean. When you consider that they can only go for a certain part of the year, not only that, it has become like a must-do destination for a lot of people, a bucket list destination. And now that we've been away for quite a while and it wasn't quite opening, people are really looking forward to being able to go to Alaska with everything being open once again. And it's going to be beautiful. And so I have a group cruise coming up on June 4th of this year, and Princess has just opened up some more space. So if you're watching this video and it interests you a lot, please take a look. And if you're interested, my email information is down below. Send us an email if you're interested in joining us on June 4th, the Majestic Princess out of Vancouver. That's what I'm going to base this video on, just so I can give the people who are coming along on that trip a little bit of an idea of what to expect on that cruise. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the Vancouver area and the hotels a little bit later, but when you're leaving Vancouver, this is the scene that you see. You're leaving the city, and almost immediately as you're passing Stanley Park, you get that feeling that you're leaving city life and heading off into the wilderness, which is what you want to feel when you're heading to Alaska. And one of the really neat things about sailing out of Vancouver is you get to pass under the bridge. And yeah, the bridge is kind of freaky because there's literally feet. Not hundreds of feet, feet between the topmost point of the ship and the bridge you're going under. And you're going under and everything's good, and then you hear every time I look at that, I feel sorry for the guy on the bike. Because imagine you're just riding your bike along and all of a sudden, blam, the horn from underneath comes up. So here we are, we're sailing out of Vancouver and we have the beautiful Majestic Princess. The sail away is going on. You're gonna see the cruise director will come up and they'll do a sail away party, and the dancers will come up from the shows and the Broadway shows. They'll put on a performance up there for you. The ship is absolutely gorgeous. And right away, as the sun sets, you start to see why you're going to Alaska, because you're gonna get views like this all the time. And it can turn around anywhere. Keep an eye out all the time as you're watching, because it's not unusual to see 2, 3, 4, 5 rainbows a day. It's just amazing. And of course, the ship itself at night puts on its own little light show almost every night as it comes alive and the fountain show comes on board. It's another little feature on a Majestic Princess you'll love. Of course, the entertainment is always fun. The Broadway shows are always top-notch. And when I was on her last year, the shows were absolutely, absolutely amazing. You'll love the Broadway shows. However, you really need to take part in the game shows. And it doesn't matter if you fail, like this person. I used to work for Frito-Lay. I used to be a manager there with the chip company for 21 years.
What made you change from Frito-Lay to travel?
It's a sad story, but I came down with cancer.
Oh, well now I can't take you out.
Nope. Ah! I'm pretty good-natured about losing, but my favorite thing every time I watch this is my friend Kevin's reaction to me losing. I love that. He enjoyed that so much. Another thing you're going to enjoy on the Majestic Princess is the variety of food, from the Chinese restaurant to the noodle bar. And if you have to, take part in the chef's table. If you get a chance to, you have to sign up when you're on the ship. But I had one of the most delicious meals I've ever had on the Majestic Princess at the chef's table. It was absolutely delicious. And the cruise staff are amazing. What's great is you get to meet the maitre d', you get to meet the chef, but I also enjoyed getting to meet and talk with the crew members who were just spectacular. Guys, introduce yourselves.
My name is Kadek, I am from Indonesia.
My name is Josephine and I'm from Philippines.
And they've been looking after me and Tony in our wine tasting, the chef's table. So if you're on board, do the chef's table for sure. I'll let you know about this one afterwards, but just say hi to Kadek and Josephine because they've been fantastic.
Thank you.
Do one for me.
Now let's talk shore excursions. Of course you can go whale watching. I had an amazing whale watching experience where we were surrounded by orca. And I mean surrounded by orca. Young, old. I've never gotten that close. 21 times going to Alaska, I've never gotten that close to orca. It was absolutely amazing. Of course, there's tons of things. Just walking around is amazing. Through all the towns, you just turn and you never know what you're going to see. Of course, you can take the gondola up for high views and overlook Alaskan waters and the countryside. It doesn't matter, the weather. Just enjoy it. You can also go to restaurants, local restaurants ashore, and have some of the best lobster, best crab, best lobster bisque you'll ever have. The White Pass Railway. Jump on board and see some spectacular views of the countryside. Hear a little bit about the history of the gold rush and how people got back and forth through these mountains. It was absolutely, harrowing experience at some point, and some really fantastic tight spaces that is going to make you kind of squeeze. Of course, Alaska has a ton of hiking trails that sometimes open up into places like this. Out at Nugget Falls, where you can see the glacier in the background and get literally within feet of Nugget Falls. It really is a lot of fun, but you have to be able to walk a little bit for that. There are some specialty excursions out there, like, have you ever seen the Deadliest Catch? Well, you can take a ride on an actual Deadliest Catch vessel, hear the stories of the fishermen and the stories of out there doing it, and then you're going to go by this one spot where you are going to be surrounded by eagles. And I mean surrounded as they throw fish. The eagles swoop down. It really was absolutely breathtaking for someone who doesn't see eagles a lot. Ontario, I don't see eagles. I don't see bald eagles. But this was absolutely stunning, and the whole sky was just lit up with eagles. Hundreds of them as they came out to meet the boat. And they do it every single time. That was one of my favorite shore excursions. I guess I'm just a nature lover at heart. I really love taking part in that sort of thing. It just seems everywhere you go in Alaska, there are just some stunning, stunning views. From waterfalls to suspended bridges going across huge rapids to just picturesque scenic views everywhere. It seems like you just turn and turn and turn, and if you're a nature lover, it's just everywhere in Alaska. Rain, sunshine, snow, doesn't matter. It's absolutely a great time in Alaska. I think you would have a truly, truly amazing time. Now, next I want to talk about hotels and destinations to stay if you're going to Vancouver, and some accommodations you might be interested in. But before I get there, let me just invite you to maybe hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. It really does help the channel out. It tells you and keeps you up to date with all things cruising, including all the cruise news that's happening with reopening, suspensions, protocols, etc. Plus some inside tips on destinations like we're talking today. It really does, like I said, just really helps the channel out, tells YouTube, let's spread it out to more people so more people might be interested in this content. And I truly, truly would appreciate it immensely. Okay, when you arrive in Vancouver, there's numerous options. Vancouver is great because it has a lot of hotels to choose from, basically, but it also has this electric tram system that runs from the airport right to downtown, which is, you walk in the airport, you're right there at the train station, you hop on, it's like $5, and it brings you within 1 block of the cruise port, right in the downtown core. You can't get much more convenient than that. You don't have to worry about hailing a taxi and how much traffic is going to be with calling a taxi, arranging Ubers. It's one of the simplest ways to get downtown, especially if you're staying at a downtown hotel, that I've ever seen. And so let's talk about hotels though. So if you're coming in and you just want to get off the plane and stay at a hotel, we have the Fairmont Airport Hotel Vancouver. It's literally attached to the airport. And the great thing about this is if you want, you can make transfers with the cruise line in the morning to transfer directly to the cruise terminal. A bus will pick you up or a shuttle will pick you up at the airport. So what you do is you get off the plane, you spend your night at the hotel airport. Beautiful hotel, by the way. And you can also just hop up in the morning, jump on the shuttle, and it drops you off at the cruise port. So that's a convenient one if you just want to get off the plane and away you go. If you want to stay a little bit away from the noise possibility of an airport, we have the River Rock Casino and Resort, which is a short electric train ride. It's right on the tram. You literally get off and walk across the street and you're at the hotel. The benefits of this hotel is it tends to be a little bit cheaper. It has some nice rooms in it, a wide variety of rooms. Sometimes there's entertainment at the hotel as well, but it does have good dining, great dining, good clean rooms, and it has a casino if you want to start your gambling early before you get to the cruise ship. Then if you want to get a little closer, but not quite at the cruise terminal, this one will be a little more expensive than the other two. But you can find some really good deals at this hotel. It's the Pinnacle Harborfront. And one of the reasons you can get better deals here is it has an ocean view. It has a view of the harbor. But there are some skyscrapers around it, which gives it some limited views. Still can see the ocean quite nicely, thank you. But because it doesn't have direct harbor views like some of the other hotels, it tends to give you some cheaper rooms. But it's a beautiful hotel, clean, and it's only a couple of blocks, very short distance to the cruise terminal. Most people could walk it very, very easily in a few minutes. And finally, when I'm taking a cruise out of Vancouver, I tend to stay at the Pan Pacific Hotel, mostly for the convenience. Now, I've stayed there 3 times so far in recent memory. And every time I stay there, I've been upgraded to a different room. So I just booked a city view room once and I got a harbor view room instead. Then I booked a harbor view room and they gave me a pinnacle room, which is a wider windows and like a suite. Then I said, you know what, this was so really, really nice. I'm going to stay there again. I'm going to book a suite. And then I got this panorama suite upgrade. So I've had some really good luck there. When I say this is closest to the cruise port, it's actually attached to the cruise terminal. In fact, they will pick your luggage up at night. You tag it, you mark it, they take your luggage, and it will be on the ship for you when you go. So no carrying down your luggage or anything to check in. You literally just put your backpack on or whatever you're carrying and walk on to the ship and ready to go. You walk downstairs, you walk through the terminal, and there it is. It's literally less than 50 feet from your entrance to the hotel to the cruise terminal, inside, not outside, inside. So yeah, and it does tend to be the pricier of the hotels, so I will warn you, obviously, it's attached to a convention center, it's right downtown, right on the boardwalk, and it has the closest access to the cruise terminal you'll ever get. So those are some options for hotels. Alaska is absolutely beautiful. The Majestic Princess is beautiful. The entertainment on board is good. The food is good, especially if you try the specialty restaurants. The Chinese restaurant on board. No other Princess ship has that restaurant. No other Princess ship has the noodle bar up on the pool deck. And also, it had a fantastic chef dining experience as well. So check those out if you're going to take Alaska. Again, we are leaving on June 4th. If you're interested at all, my email information is down below. Send us an email saying, yeah. First, go to Princess, look at the sailing, June 4th, Majestic Princess, 7-day northbound. And if you're interested, send me an email. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.